Boss, we got her. Good. Now bring her to the. We don't have time. Make sure no one sees you, especially that Jeons. Don't worry, boss. He won't be able to find her. We already broke the girl's phone, so they can't able to track her too. Okay, good job. Now bring her fast. I'm already on the way. And don't you dare to touch her. You don't know how important she is for us. She is the key to control Jungkook the way we want, he said to the man and chuckled like a psycho after cutting the call. Now it's time to pay for your sins, Jungkook. You wanted to play games? Then let's play it. I won't let my 2 years hard work let go in vain. Now you have to come to us if you want to save your pretty girlfriend. I groaned when I felt my left shoulder numb and I can't able to move it. Slowly opening the eyes, I found myself in the room of hospital. The strong smell of medicine hit my nostrils, so I scrunched my nose. I hate to be in the hospital and I hate the smell of medicine. But why I am here? Slowly my vision started to clear about the incident that happened last night. I was trying to save Ryan. I saw them kidnapping her and moving out of the area, and then I lost my senses when someone shot me on the back. Ryan, no, they kidnapped her. My eyes widened in fear and abruptly I snatched all the wires which were attached to my body. A sharp pain I feel in my shoulder when I tried to wake up, and moving also becoming difficult for me due to my injured leg, but I forced myself to get up from the bed. I need to save her. I need to save Ryan. If anything happens to her, I won't be able to forgive myself. Where are you going, Jungkook? I looked at my father, who was earlier talking to someone on the phone. He cutted the call and come in my direction. Appa, where is Ryan? I asked the first thing which comes to my mind. We are trying to find her, but it seems she is unreachable. It's impossible. I have activated all my cells in here, South Korea, but they can't find her yet. How can this happen? It can't be true. I need to find her by myself, I said, trying to get up from bed, but he stopped me from doing so. Are you out of your mind? Have you seen your condition? He said, putting both of his hands on my shoulder, stopping me from moving. You got shot on the back. Thank God it didn't hit your spine. The doctor had performed the surgery, but you still need the rest. I am fine. It's nothing. I had took the worse than this. Not to mention, the bullet hit your right shoulder and leg. That they didn't kill me. All the shots were on the safer side to make me weak, so they can kidnap her. It shows that they want something from me. Ryan is just medium, and I can't let her suffer because of my wrongdoings. Do you think I don't care about her? I have put all the men out there for her. I know you care about her, Dad, but I know how to find her, and I can't waste my time. I don't even know how and in what condition she is. For God's sake, let me go. She needs me, Dad, please. Do you even know why all this happened? Because we had a mole between us. What? He made me sit on the bed to explain everything. Yes, Jungkook, because I had already did the research, and the bullet which hit your back is different from those men who carry for themselves. So what you want to say, Appa? The gun is familiar. In fact, I was the one who had given you that gun, if you remember. My eyes widened when I realized what he was trying to say. That gun I had given to. So he's the mole, but how can? I think it was all pre-planned, and you knew who is doing this. It's better you deal with that person rather than I, because it won't be good if I do. The anger was raising in my body that I would kill that person with my own hand for betraying the Jeons. I know you need rest, but you won't listen to me, right? I won't stop you, cause I also want Ryan to be safe. My anger vanished when I heard Ryan's name. Right, I need to save her. You really love her, aren't you? I didn't say anything as he moved away from me, giving the space, and I tried to get up from the bed, even feeling like my whole body was sore. But I tried to walk with a sling attached to my left hand. I want my daughter-in-law back safe and sound, Jungkook. I looked back at him and nodded after quickly changing my clothes, and I left the hospital in rush. Are you there? I need your help right now. So you need to come out of your hiding place. He talked to the mysterious man on the phone. How you remember me this day, Jungkook? Sure, it must have been a big deal when you need my help. The man chuckled at the other end. Just do what I say. Rest, I will tell you when we meet at the place. Get ready with Taehang because we need to find someone. But before that, we need to teach someone a lesson they need. You look so angry. Is it about the shooting at the club yesterday or the girl get kidnapped? That's why? He asked, getting curious, seeing Jungkook agitated. I don't have time to banter. Better meet at the place in few minutes. I'll be there because I have one important errand before that. The man on the other side nodded and cut the call. Will you tell me what happened clearly that day, please? He asked, looking at his sister, who looked scared and sad at the same time. I need to know, please. Oppa. This may be the first time she called him Oppa in 5 years, which made Jungkook's expression soften, looking at his sister, so he hugged her, who started crying on her shoulder, and even it hurt him because the wound of shot. But Jungkook tried to calm her down. She may be thinking whatever happens, she is the one to blame because she dragged Wine to that club. But Jungkook, being an understanding and protective brother, tried to coax her and wiped her tears, which was freely falling out from her eyes. It's okay, everything is going to be fine. She looks at his brother and he asks, Are you okay? And she nodded. I don't know, Oppa. We were just enjoying. But then she said she wanted to go washroom. And I don't know after what happened. I don't know, but someone shouted that there is a big happening outside the club. And we heard some gun sounds. My first hunch was to look around for her. But when I went to washroom, she wasn't there. I tried to call you, but you also didn't pick up my calls. I was so scared. She said and hugged Jungkook again, and he rubbed her back to comfort her. Please find her, Oppa. She only don't have any fault. Please, Oppa. Jungkook's face hardened when his sister mentioned Vian, and he remembers why he come here. I will. No one will harm her, I promise you. But can you tell me, did you find anything odd that day? Something which wasn't right. It will help me to find her soon. She sniffed and looked at his brother, fidgeting. Everything was okay, Oppa. We were just enjoying. Are you sure? Her expression told that there is something she wanted to tell, but hesitating to do so. That day Jordan was also there. He was trying to approach me and my friends, but we rejected his offer. That's all. Jordan, that. Did I miss something when I beat him last time? Jordan, your ex? She nodded. Now move into new shit for more privacy. As Jungkook stared at Martin, his jaw clenched and face ball into anger due to his unexpected betrayal. Where should I start with you? He said and paced back and forth in front of Martin, who was tied on chair. Though normally I would give you an option of talking now and getting no rough work, or just straight going to rough work if you don't speak up and ask. He added shortly after and grinned in amusement. You deserve no mercy. He deadpanned after a minute of his venting, now turning to look at Martin dead in the eye with no remorse. Tell me, Martin, do you like games? I think you like games. Everyone likes games. That's why you played with me and my trust. He stated as his smile grew more maniacally. But I'll spare you of my plans for you. I'm not that predictable. he added and walked over to the table with lead weapons of torture on it, quickly scanning them and deciding that starting off strong would be the way to go. Quick question. Did you plan on ever having kids? He curiously asked and picked up a metal bat, beginning to practice it swinging in front of Martin as he gulped in fear and slowly shakes his head. Good, but I hope you enjoy, he nonchalantly said and took a full swing on Martin's as he cried out in full agony. His screams reaching the outside man looked over in fear, not wanting to know what Jungkook was doing to him. I think my arm might have just needed that force to push my bone back in place, he commented, now feeling thrilled by the adrenaline rush and comfortable feeling of his shoulder, rotating easily with minor pain. Jungkook already took over his sling, which was attached to his left hand. Now will you need another hit to wake you up? And now realize what a huge of a mess you put yourself in? Or will you admit to what you know? He curiously asked and set the bat down before going back to the table to select a new weapon. Come on, I need verbal answers, or else we'll be here all day, he informed before picking up Pilars with a curious face. What the hell do you want to know that you don't already know? I know you knew about Jordan, he asked and huffed out, causing Jungkook to turn around in confusion. What exactly is that supposed to mean? Who is him? He questioned and narrowed his eyes at him. You already know who it is. Stop beating around the bush and kill me. I'm no use for you, Martin stated as Jungkook clenched his jaw in anger before returning to the table and picking up the gun in reach. That I'll decide regardless of that, you are still a traitor. I can't believe you were deceiving me for 2 years straight. You deserve no mercy, he reminded and lifted up the gun as he pulled the trigger thrice, shooting him in both legs and lastly his groin. You started all the torture without me. How rude, Jungkook. I also wanted to have some fun, said the mysterious man whom Jungkook talked earlier on the phone. You are late, Jimin. That's not my problem, he shrugged, wiping his hands with the cloths. Wow, what a sight. I thought I'll never able to see Jungkook, the Mafia boss, after you join your father's shitty company just for the show, he said as he threw his duffel bag on the ground. Park Jimin is the right hand of Jungkook and works secretly for him. He is the most wanted criminal in the country, so he always stay in his hiding spot and monitor everything for Jungkook. While on the other hand, Taehang is Jungkook's left hand, who actually the most brilliant hacker in this country to find any information about anyone, especially in the Mafia world. Where is Tae and other men? We don't have time. I want to save her even before they knew what I did to their IT cell. Calm down, Tiger. We just reached here and you didn't even give us the time to discuss the plan yet, he said as he looked all the mess Jungkook had made with disgust, making a space for him to work on his laptop peacefully. Did you get the Jordans each and every information? Who is he and where he is right now? That's just 5 minutes of work, he said and showed the laptop to Jungkook and Jimin. Here I found some tapes from the hidden CCTVs on the route they took. They could have been on these places. The first picture was an abandoned building and the another was construction site. Suddenly the ringing of the phone could be heard in the room and Jimin found that it's Martin's phone, so he picked it up from his pocket, scrunching his nose at the smell of the blood. Hello, Jeon. Jungkook took the phone from Jimin's hand, while Taehang looked at with raising brow. I hope you're doing good. Don't get happy around finding Martin. I purposely left him behind for you to see this message I'm about to say. Jungkook's jaws clenched in anger. You loved us. Pain doesn't mean we won't come to you, right? It's been 2 years, remember? In Barcelona? He chuckled. You did good job with us finding the most precious diamonds, but flew away with them when it comes to give them to us. No, no, no. At once I had done a mistake not able to kidnap your sister. But not this time. You'll come to us because he moved the camera to the other side and Jungkook's butt hitched, looking at YN, who was tied on chair. Her hair was disheveled. If you won't bring those diamonds to us, remember that this girl won't be alive. Jungkook threw the phone on the ground harshly, screaming in anger. I won't let them. Didn't you said he was your sister's ex? So that's mean they were keeping eyes on you all the time. Great, he said ironically, focusing on his laptop. They really played very well, trying to use Martin as their internal informer, but they weren't able to find any information about diamonds. That's why they tried to kidnap his sister by drugging her that night, but Jungkook saved her. But now they kidnap YN because only Jungkook knew where those diamonds are. That's why they didn't kill him that night, because they need him. Jordan, it's not his real name, he changed it. His real name is Morris. He smirked as the data started loading on his laptop. Morris Fernandez, the little brother of Luis Fernandez. I knew they would come after us, and I told Jungkook to kill them, but he left them. Now see what's they done. Luis Fernandez and Jungkook had worked together 2 years ago in Spain on the mission to steal the diamonds from Spain mafias. But Luis became greedy and tried to steal all those diamonds for himself. But even before he able to escape, Jungkook found out about his plan. But one mistake happened with Jungkook is that he left him alive after catching him. I won't let them harm YN. Don't you tell me that you'll give them those diamonds. It's all of us hard work. He asked us down, standing in front of Jungkook, who ignored his babbling earlier. YN is more important to me. He equally stared back at him. Did you see your condition? You can't fight. You will be passed out in the battlefield, he said out of concern. Can't understand why Jungkook being this stubborn for the girl. I don't care whatever happens to me. I want YN safe and back. Both of you don't fight. We should stay together at this time. Not fighting with each other, but fight with them, he said and tried to separate Jungkook and Jimin. Jungkook moved away from both of them, heading towards the weapons area, gearing up for his necessary equipment for the mission. If you both won't cooperate, I'm enough to save her. I don't need any one of you, he said and stormed out of the place. Are you out of your mind? Can't you see that girl seems to carry important weightage in Jungkook's heart, and you're talking about diamonds? I parked my car few meters away from the abandoned place, which Taehang showed me earlier. My hunch says they kept YN here. I went carefully close to the entrance and saw 10 men guarding the area. I noticed their pattern in which they were guarding the area. Only 10-second times I have to enter inside without letting them know, so I waited for the right time. I ran towards the entrance with heavy steps and fortunately entered inside without letting them know my presence. I took a deep breath, but my shoulder was throbbing badly. I heard the noise of the man coming my way, so I hid behind the nearest wall and waited for him to go to the other side. There is 2 staircases going upstairs and downstairs. I closely look at the upstairs and the noise of man seems more. Means they kept YN upstairs. So with careful steps, I moved to the first floor and hid behind the wall. There were so many rooms, and YN should be kept in one of those rooms. I need to find her soon before they able to detect about my presence. As I was scanning the rooms in my assigned direction, I heard footsteps and Jordan approaching. I cursed and carefully opened the room next to me and went in. Is there any news about any attack? No sir, I haven't got any report. Okay then, let's go upstairs. We still have to talk about things to my brother. So he isn't aware about my presence yet. Good, I said to myself. I got out of the room as the footsteps moved away, and my attention went to the person who was specially guarding the one room. I think the chances are high YN is in that room, so I moved to the other side, standing behind the man, and covered his mouth, strangled his neck, twisting it to 360 degree. The body slumped on the cold floor, and with careful steps, I entered into the room. But someone attacked me from behind, hitting something on my head, and I groaned. Jungkook. I looked at the familiar petite figure with shocked face, and she hugged me tightly, which made the pain grow on my back. But I hid it very well. She jumped on me, leaving the bed she used on me earlier. YN? Then I heard her sobbing, and my shoulder is getting wet. What took you so long? I heard her utter between her sobbing. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I wasn't able to save you sooner, I said and cupped her face while wiping her tears. I kissed her forehead because she looked so scared, and my mind was just saying to brought her to my chest. So I hugged her again and caressing her head. Now shall we get out of here? I asked, and she nodded, sniffing on my chest. We were about to get out when I heard the gate opened and the annoying voice of Dad. No one is going anywhere. I rolled my eyes and turned to Jordan, who was pointing his gun at me. I still can't believe you fall in love with this, Jungkook, he said, which made my blood boil. Call her again. I won't hesitate to kill you right there, right now, I said and grabbed my gun, which was nestled in my pocket. You are here alone with that attitude, huh? Gions and their overconfidence. Anyways, let's meet the real boss, because he'll decide what should we do with you and her. Jungkook hid YN behind him as they stand alone in the middle of the large hall, with so many guarded men standing each and every side, every corner, and there's Luis Fernandez sitting on his chair like he's sitting on some kind of throne, and looked at Jungkook, chuckling maniacally. Long time no see, Jungkook, my friend, he said with a cocky grin, as he was pleased to see Jungkook there. Didn't I said you would come to me by own? He said, smirking. Didn't you leaving you alive will cost me that much that you'll try to harm my family? If I would knew, I had shot you right there, said with his cold sharp voice. Why are you so angry? We are not enemies. We are friends, Jungkook. Friends don't betray each other like you did, he said with conviction. Lewis sighed and get up from his seat, coming to Jungkook's direction, and Jungkook hid YN with his right hand behind him and his left hand on his gun. I see what you did there. I don't want violence too. Give me my diamonds back, and I'll set you free, he said with Thai's freak eyes on him. I'll tell you where the diamonds are, but let her go from here safely, he demanded, and Lewis laughed in response. Jungkook, do you see stupid written on my face? She is here, that's why you are here. His smile vanished as he looked at him with his cold face. Don't force me to do anything with her. Your diamonds is here, he shouted from back even before Jungkook able to punch Lewis in the guts. Taehang, my boy. I knew if someone is smart in between Jeons, so it's you. Jungkook looked shocked at Jimin and Taehang, standing behind with the bag in their hands. Now do what Jungkook said. Leave her, and I promise, these diamonds will be yours. We also don't want violence, right? He said, tilting his head, secretly scanning the whole place. Around 60 to 70 men only in this room. Jimin looked back at Louis, who looked conflicted. If you want to see those diamonds, so here it is. Taehyung showed the box of diamonds, and Louis' eyes shine, looking at what he wanted. Okay, I'll set her free, but give me my diamonds, he asked, but Taehyung stopped him. First, the girl will be out safely from here, then you'll be able to touch them. It's still Louis, he argued, and Louis groaned in annoyance. Let the girl go. Jungkook looked back at Jimin and Taehyung, mouthing them thanks, and Taehyung smirked while Jimin winked at him. 4 bodyguards of Jeon came forward for YN. Jungkook looked at her and told her to leave the place. YN looked back at Jungkook, pleading him with her eyes, telling to come back safely. YN, go to the safety now. I'll be fine. But Jimin, please take her now, he said, which Jimin quickly followed. You don't know why you feel uneasy, but Jimin brought you safely to the car, and he guided the man to drop you at Mansion, which was the most safest place for you now. Don't worry, nothing will happen to him, I promise, he said, looking at your distressed face. He's more dangerous than he seems. He tried to crack a joke to lift your mood, which looks sullen. Drive carefully and drop her safely if you don't want to get murdered by your boss. She is the most precious person in his life. You don't know why Jimin's saying all of this, but it made you blush a little. You look beautiful when you smile, Miss YN, right? He asked about your name in confusion, and you nodded. He was just trying to flirt with you. Jimin boss, I think Big Boss needs you there, he reminded him. Okay, I'm going inside. Drop her safely, he said and ran inside. As soon you reach at the mansion, Jia and Jungkook's sister hug you tightly. Unni, are you alright? She asked crying, and you nodded. God, YN, do you even know how worried I was for you? She said, checking you properly for any possible injury, but none found, except a cut on your forehead, when the man hit you on head with the gun. What are you doing here, Jia? You asked her as they gave some space to you to enter in the mansion where Mrs. Jeon and Mr. Jeon were sitting. I'm sorry, YN, I told them everything. I was panicking when I heard about your kidnapping news, so I didn't wanted more problems. So yeah, I told them the truth. She looks down, feeling ashamed, and you shook your head, putting your hands on her shoulder. I wanted to tell them truth too. It's okay, you said and looked at Jungkook's parents, gulping down, because Mr. Jeon faced all stoic, without any emotion, while Mrs. Jeon still looked worried. Mr. Jeon, I'm sorry. I really don't have intention to lie to you, but I did all of this for my mom. I'm sorry. You bow down to 90 degree, feeling guilty. Mr. Jeon get up from his seat, coming towards your direction, while you look down on your feet, clenching your fists tightly at the side. Look at me, YN. Yobo. She called her husband, but he raised his hand to her. So you slowly lift your head, looking at Mr. Jeon's stoic face. Whatever punishment. Do you love Jungkook? An unexpected question left you flabbergasted. What? He asked again, but this time his face softened, looking at your scared face. I, Mr. Jeon. Before you could reply, his phone started ringing louder in the hall. Everyone looked at Mr. Jeon's direction when he picked up the call. What? He shouted. What happened, Yobo? She asked, looking concerned. Jungkook? Huh? What happened to Jungkook? You stormed out of the car without waiting for anyone and found the Jimin outside and room looking distressed. Jiminishi, where is Jungkook? You asked crying and he looked shocked, but motioned to the room beside he was standing, and without any delay you stormed inside, looking at the only bed kept inside the room. A body of someone was covered with white cloth, and your hands trembled when you tried to lift the cloth. Your soul left your body when you saw Jungkook lying down on the bed, looks lifeless, and without knowing, tears started rolling down from your eyes. You tried to shake his body, screaming his name so he would open the eyes, but no response. You started crying on his chest loudly. Please, Jungkook, open your eyes. You hit his chest repeatedly. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before, but I love you. You confessed to him. I love you the first time I saw you. But didn't you said you will not fall for me? You lift your head, looking at Jungkook's face. His eyes were still closed. Am I being delusional or am I becoming crazy that I heard his voice? Kim Wyan, have you lost your mind? He opened his eyes, looking at you, and you jerked back in shock. I didn't know you liked me since then. I'm honored, he said, grinning, getting up from the bed, which made you so angry, so you slapped him hard on the face. Ouch. His face turned sideways, eyes widened in horror as he brought his hand to his cheek, which burning because of the sensation. The first girl who slapped the Jeon. I hate you, Jeon Jungkook, you shouted in anger. Whoa, I didn't expect that reaction. He also looked shocked, standing at the gate covering his mouth. What happened here? He asked as he reached at the room carrying some soft drinks and meal in his hands. Why everyone looked so quiet? Everyone entered in the room to check Jungkook's condition while you sat at the couch, where Jungkook timely giving you concerning glance time to time. What happened there, Jimin? He asked to Jimin, who slipped down from the chair. Nothing, uncle. As I said, we are not in the mood of fight, so we just gave them diamonds. He shrugged. Really? She looked shocked. Anya auntie, yes, we gave them the diamonds, but those were just a copy of actual one. He explained, eating his food. So didn't they come after you when they realized it was fake? Taehyung looked at Jia with curiosity smiling, and she blushed looking at his handsome face, while you and Jungkook looked at them with a raised brow. Nice question from a smart girl. He praised more, which made Jia's cheeks turn red. Let me explain, he said to everyone, grabbing their attention to him. We gave them diamonds, but they tried to betray us again, so we needed to tell them that we had already planted the bombs around this area, which made them submit to ourselves, and we safely get out of there. Was there any bomb in actual? She asked out of curiosity. Jimin laughed and shook his head in denial. There was one in the bag of diamond, and we heard the blast sound after we managed to escape the place, he said nonchalantly, as if it wasn't a big deal, while everyone looked at them with amazement. Great, they deserve this, she said, feeling proud. By the way, what happened to your left cheek, Jungkook oppa? It looks swollen. Taehyung choked on his juice, while Jimin laughed loudly. Jungkook threw the nearest thing he managed to at Jimin, who catches it easily. Shut up. You look guilty for slapping him earlier, but it was just your anger reflex. The visiting hours are over. Please let the patient rest, she said, knocking on the door. So everyone moved out, bidding goodbye to Jungkook, except you, because he held your wrist, stopping you from going outside. What? You asked shyly, looking at him. Is it really true you love me because I love you, Kim Wyan? I swear I love you so much that I changed myself for you to accept me, he said without any shame, and your ears turned red at his confession. I do like you, Jungkook, but I can't spend my life with a Mafia. and I can't endanger everyone around me. You told him your concern. I'll leave everything for you, even this John Industry YN. You looked at him shocked, as what he said. That's how much I love you, because you didn't know how much I was scared to lose you. You can't able to form any coherent sentence. You said you loved me earlier. He looks upset, now which left a itch to your heart. So you kissed him on the lips quickly, and he looked back at you with shock. I hope you get your answers. Now you need rest, you said as moved out of the room, touching your lips, leaving flabbergasted Jungkook behind.